things started with an espresso and this incredible Acropolis view from our balcony. Though we are all a bit jet-lagged, we have an action-packed day planned exploring the history of Greece. Our first stop today is the Corinth Canal. Originally, the Corinthians were known in ancient times for the Diolkos, which refers to the paved trackway near here that allowed boats to be dragged overland across the Isthmus of Corinth, avoiding the need to sail around the coast. The toll charge for this use made the city incredibly wealthy. In the late 1800s, an official canal was constructed, and that is what we see here today. We stopped for some pictures, visited the garden center, and did some shopping before moving on to our next stop. As soon as we leave the canal, we see our first glimpse of Corinth high on the mountaintop. Our next stop, though, is the ancient city of Corinth. Words cannot express the feeling of history and reverence when I walked into this site and looked around. We were walking the streets that Paul lived and worked in for over a year of his life and ministry. This is the Temple of Apollo. It was one of the earliest temples of its kind in the region, constructed around the mid-500s BC. Though only a few columns remain standing today, it once would have had an impressive 42 monolithic column facades towering over the city. Though the temple would have been a ruin by the time Paul arrived in Corinth, the population had other temples nearby to occupy their minds and time. Acts 18 tells the story of Paul starting the church in Corinth. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and went to Corinth. And he found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, who had recently come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because Claudius had commanded all the Jews to depart from Rome, and he came to them.
So because he was of the same trade, he stayed with them and worked, for by occupation they were tent makers. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath, and persuaded both Jews and Greeks.
Now the Lord spoke to Paul in the night by a vision. Do not be afraid, but speak, and do not keep silent. For I am with you, and no one will attack you to hurt you. For I have many people in this city. And he continued there a year and 6 months, teaching the word of God among them.
When Gallio was proconsul of Achaia, the Jews with one accord rose up against Paul and brought him to the judgment seat, saying,
This fellow persuades men to worship God contrary to the law.
And when Paul was about to open his mouth, Gallio said to the Jews,
If it were a matter of wrongdoing or wicked crimes, O Jews, there would be reason why I should bear with you. But if it is a question of words and names and your own law, look to it yourselves, for I do not want to be a judge of such matters.
And he drove them from the judgment seat. According to tradition, this trial was held here at the Bema, this large elevated platform standing prominently in the center of the forum where the city officials would have addressed the public. This site was later transformed to a Christian church during the Byzantine period. Today, however, we just have this monument that showcases the location of this great event. Legend states that Pegasus was tamed at this fountain by Bellerophon and struck the ground with his hoof, creating the fountain. Another myth claims that the nymph called Pyrene wept so much for her lost son that she dissolved into the spring, creating it. What we do know is that Pyrene is a natural grotto, and we loved turning the corner and seeing this beautiful ruin tucked away behind the stones. The Lycaon Road is 20 to 25 feet wide. To put that into perspective, the later standard Roman roads were only 11 and a half feet wide. What we found fascinating was simply being able to walk on the road that Paul walked on every day. He served the community of Corinth and planted a church here that would later see division amongst themselves. While we do know that Paul briefly returned to Corinth as mentioned in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, we also know that this particular church brought him a troubled heart, from the continued division of the people to the teaching of false doctrines, and even over continuous immorality within the church. Paul wrote many letters of correction to the Corinthians that provide an important model for how to handle these same issues that we still face today. Our next stop is Ancient Corinth. Soaring high over the valley, this was originally built in the late 7th to 6th century BC, and it was only one of a few in the country to be continuously occupied up until the 19th century. It has a long history of conflict, from the Mycenaean era, the Romans, the Byzantines, the Franks, and even the Venetian periods. We didn't make it all the way to the top where the ancient temple of Aphrodite once stood, but we've seen pictures of a few stone ruins that remain up there for those adventurous enough for the climb. Unfortunately, I did not do enough research on the terrain for this site and wore the exact wrong kind of shoes. But what we did see up here were some absolutely gorgeous views, amazing ruins dating from multiple different eras, and lots of people slipping up and down these slick stone paths as they explored this mountaintop ruin. Adam went exploring while Maddie and I tried not to slide around any more than necessary in our Birks. Cue Adam's video montage.
It was great to be able to get out and explore. What we haven't said yet is just how hot it was here. Temperatures were in the mid-30s to 40 plus degrees Celsius. That's like 95 to over 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to where we were having trouble with our camera equipment. But up here on the side of this cliff, there was a wonderful breeze that allowed me to actually show my face while I wasn't all sweaty and red-faced. We welcome going back and spending more time here, but next time I think we'll opt for either the spring or the fall to go.
Our last stop was this small church with these huge mosaic walls depicting Paul's blinding on the road to Damascus and his other trials faced in Corinth. There are also 2 plaques on either side quoting passages from his letters to the Corinthians. After grabbing a few more pictures, we headed back to our hotel lounge for a quick light lunch. We didn't want to eat too much because we are about to go on a food tour. Our tour guide, Emmy, was great. She made the night very fun and personable for our entire group. The spinach was Maddie's favorite of the night, and the sheep's cheese was my favorite. The name of this meal depends on the region you're at here in Greece, whether on the mainland or on one of the islands. Whichever way they say it, it was delicious. I truly hope we can find more while we're here in Greece. This was Adam's favorite of the night.
Hey, I was forced to pick just one.
These cool little pizza boats were good, but not my favorite since I have a dark secret.
Rach doesn't like olives.
She is so weird.
Monastiraki Square was so beautiful this evening in the setting sun. It was quite crowded, but the views of the Acropolis in the orange glow just made the entire square absolutely enchanting. We loved walking throughout the streets and seeing stunning architecture, like the Metropolitan Cathedral of Athens here. After walking off some of our many courses, we made it to our first dessert stop, and these honey and cinnamon donuts were so delicious. Maddie totally went in for extras for that sweet tooth of hers. Our last stop of the night was one of the best. We had an orange cake with ice cream made from buffalo milk and mastika, which is a resin sap from a tree that smells like mouthwash.
While it may smell like mouthwash, it does not taste like it. I promise you that no ice cream was harmed by flavoring it with mastika.
If you ever get a chance to explore a city through food, we highly recommend it. Hey guys, please comment, like, subscribe, review our Facebook page. It really does help us when you guys do these things. I think because we're just starting out, YouTube doesn't push our content super hard. So you all helping us out and commenting and liking our videos really helps our algorithm, and it shows them that people actually, want to watch us. So please do us a favor and hit that like button, comment, do all the things. And hopefully we can keep producing more of these and putting them out for you all to watch. Thank you.